Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday morning and wonderful messages of love from above. And I'm excited, as always, to see what messages Spirit brings through and what we can learn as we answer questions that we have for them. Before we get started, I do want to send love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me, whether you're watching this on playback or watching it live, I'd love for you to join me. No pressure ever, but the more of us that join together, it multiplies the love that we can send out to the world. So I'm going to take a big, deep breath and just come back to right here, right now. And just allow that unconditional love to just flow down into our heart and just fill us up and overflow out to the world. And if you happen to be in need of love right now for your heart, your mind, your body, a situation, someone else in your life, we send love to you and to them right now. My. Wow. Some powerful energy today. Wow, what a wonderful feeling. Thank you guys so much. Can feel your energy. Wow. What a flood. Let me compose myself for a sec here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So thank you guys so much. Um, so before we get into the actual readings, let me just post the playlist for the weekly giveaways. So this is the giveaway playlist. Um, Today's the last day to comment on any of the 10 1 hour winner videos to enter a chance to win a hedge of peace and love. And within those videos, it tells you more about what that is. And there's a link as well to my web page to tell you more about that if you're interested. And then also, today will be the last day to enter for the weekly giveaway of a 30-minute personal recorded reading, which I do each week. And it's based on the weekly energy update videos that I put out. Now, this morning, next week's came out, so that won't be any comments on those videos won't be until next week's drawing, but these will be the ones with the 1127 title in the title. It's the ones that posted last Saturday. So any comments you make in those videos after you watch them, there's 12 of them, so you can watch for your sun sign, your moon sign, Venus sign, Mars sign, whatever you want information on. And each one of those comments will be entered into the drawing. So tomorrow I'll make the announcement for the weekly winner and then the Hedge of Peace winner too. Now the weekly one I will close out sometime after this session. So you still have time to watch it. I usually eat and I got to go run an errand and then I'll come back and do it after that. So you'll have time after this video if you want to watch any of those and comment on those. So that is what we have. And if you haven't checked out your December reading, December monthly readings are out, and here's the playlist for that. So there we have it. Those are the two big things that I wanted to talk about there, just to make sure you're in the know. And let me do the pop out of the chat here, and we will get into the readings. All right, let me just make sure. Got the live chat on, and let me shrink this down so I can actually see it. I know, you know, that's how it works. All right. So we are good to go. And then, of course, as we've been talking about this week, um, because there's so many readings these days, and I do give a lot of free readings. Um, if you have, like, I want to make sure mine gets there because I have an important message I need to hear today. Donations do get priorities. So if you make a donation, I will step out of the free ones to do the ones with donations, and then I'll go back in order and continue down on the list. So there's an opportunity for that because I know some people, um, they try and try and try to get their messages and they don't get in here right away. And so I don't get down to them. So I wanted to also have an opportunity to give back that energy to them if they give me that financial energy. Because, Brother Zen has to eat too. So, it's a struggle of people who are so service oriented, right? I know many of you feel that way too. It's like difficult to ask for financial things when you just want to give it all free to the world. So that is my struggle too. All right. So let's get in here and see what we've got going on. And Kritika, you will be the first free reading. And you want to know, is Anavesh a family and your family going to agree to your marriage? And what will your family think about Anavesh? All right. So let's take a look here. See what they want you to know about them. Anavesh and the marriage and family, opinion. Everyone's opinions, right? Let's take a look here. All right. All right. So with these two cards coming in here, you got the High Priestess and the Seven of Pentacles. Both of these, the High Priestess is about taking a step back and really looking at things, and the Seven of Pentacles is about what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree? The fruit. So I really feel like there's going to be just a not a huge amount of time, but there is the stepping back of to evaluate and to look at things and uh, a little bit of a pause. I don't feel like it's a huge long one, like, oh my God, it's going to be forever before they make a decision. Um, but I feel there's going to be this taking time. It's going to feel long to you because you want it to be right now, right? But it's going to just take a little bit of time for them to work things out. And I feel like things will happen quickly once a decision is made. You do have the strength card coming in here, which while you're waiting in this patience place, right, there's always something to work on or something that we can do. And this is about you, your human connecting to your higher self. So while this pause happens, the big thing that you can do is work on you, your self love. And what am I fearing? What is this? What is that? It helps you really grow through the process there. So I do like that for you because it frees you eventually because you have the Nine of Swords here. And this Nine of Swords is like all your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations, things that you fear around relationship and like what your family will think and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? But this is what you work on while you're working on this. Because as you see things from a higher perspective, you realize that all these fears that you have really um, don't need to be feared. You're going to survive through it one way or another, right? Whatever their decision, whatever their choices, you'll eventually get to the other side of things. We always do. That's how humans are. We learn, we grow, we excuse me, have these times in our life where we feel they're devastating, and we get over them eventually. It's not as in the moment, the fear, it just puts us in this heightened sense of like everything seems so extreme. Then we calm down, and then eventually we look back and go, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Because we are such a strong, resilient race of beings. And I feel like when you kind of sit with this and when you kind of look at some of your fears and release them, that's when things speed up. That's when things come in fast and the change happens. I don't have any big cards about your family's feelings about this, and I really feel like it's all because you're supposed to sit in the not knowingness and look at those fears. Because if you knew the outcome, you'd be like, oh, well, I don't have to work on it. Um, because I have no fear, because I know how it's going to unfold. Of course, there's always going to be other fears, but they do bring in that you have this power of choice with the chariot, that every moment we all get to choose what emotion we want to feel and what story we put to it. And so what a perfect card to for your last card for this reading for this moment, because it is showing that you get to choose no matter what the families decide, no matter what your family thinks of Anavesh, you get to choose what that means and you get to choose how you feel about it. You can choose to, be joyful that they like Anavesh, or if they don't like him, you can still choose to be joyful, going, you know what? I'm going to have joy for no reason whatsoever. No one can take it away from me, right? So there's this power that comes in here while you're in that waiting period, but it's freeing, and I really like that for you. I know you're like, well, I don't like it for me. Excuse me. So, but that's what they have for you, Kritika. I know. What are they doing to you? And excuse me, always in the morning sessions, even no matter how much I try to talk and clear it out, when I start doing it's like things start to clear. So I'm sorry you guys have to hear me hacking. So, but that's what they have. Many blessings to you, Kritika. All right. Let's keep going here. Right. So LA, happy birthday. It's your birthday. Da 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 da, right? So happy birthday to you. And any uplifting news for this upcoming week? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. See what Spirit has for you for your birthday. And I'm not sure if you see that I actually put out for each zodiac season when it starts, I put out a little, let me see here if it'll fit. Is it too big? Yeah, it's way too big. There's this here, I will just put this part of it. It's for a Sagittarius season, and it has and so pick a card for everyone, but there's also a special birthday reading in there for all the Sagittarius sun babies, so you can check that out too. So happy birthday. All right. So what other special messages here for you? Let me get rid of that again so I can see. There we go. Okay, what else? All right. Well, I do like this for you. Of course, you got your birthday. Here's the nostalgia card, memories, and always for a beautiful birthday. It's like looking back. There's so many beautiful memories that you can focus on from your past, and that's what Spirit is encouraging you to do. Is like there's so many wonderful things that if we look back in our life, that we can focus on and reminisce, about the good things. There's all these challenging things that can happen, in our lives too. And if we focus on that, it just grows, right? But the Six of Cups is this wonderful, think about the wonderful things that have happened in your life over this last year, over this last rotation of the sun, and write them down even, and just focus on those and go, wow, there are some pretty amazing things that happen in my life. And they kind of just want to have you do this reflection for your birthday on look where you came from. Just a year ago, how much you've changed, how much you've grown, how much stronger you feel, and you've survived every single thing you've gone through 100%, or you wouldn't be here watching the video, right? And so they really um, would encourage you to do that, because they say here you have the Eight of Pentacles. You've been doing the work. You've been investing a lot in the outside world and in yourself. And this card is about you're ready to move up in the outside world. You are having this movement up in relationship or up in work or education or physical status or emotional, excuse me, financial movement of residence. It's all positive, though. The Eight of Pentacles is this beautiful movement to this self sufficiency, this fullness, and this wholeness, because the Eight of Pentacles, they're moving up to the Nine of Pentacles, which is the internal journey of finding your wholeness and your completeness from within, feeling self sufficient, not needing the aid of people on the outside, and just feeling this power from the inside. And because Pentacles is the outside world, it's the solidity of yourself in the outside world too. So I really like that for you. You do have the Innocence of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles. Again, they're offering you this new heightened way of looking at your worth in relation to the outside world. And then also, this is new opportunities coming in the outside world. So they're just like, focus on what wonderful progress that you've made and how you look at your worth from your last birthday to this one, and allow that to transform and see the strength that you have within you. And then look forward to these new things that are coming your way. So I like it for you. So happy birthday again for you. And be sure to check out that and do a pick a card too. They're saying, do you look at your sun, your Sagittarius sun reading, but then also pick one of the, I think there's four or five. Four? I think there's four. But pick one of those two, because there's a special message in there for you. And I really like that. So many, many birthday blessings to you, LA. All right. Wonderland, you will be the next free reading coming up here. All right. So Wonderland, should Joe keep working at SRA or quit and start something of her own? What we'll do, they don't have like shoulds in the other realm, because that's like a judgment call, and they're like, you know what, everything is beautiful from their perspective. But I'll pull a card or cards for staying where she's working and then starting something new, and see what energies come in with each, and then they get to decide. So that's the power of our beautiful choice here. So let's take a look here. And we can always ask what is for their highest experience too. But for some reason, well, I don't know. I don't know why I say for some reason. We know the reason because they are saying it. Um, they'll either guide me to do two piles or piles for decisions, or do the what is in their highest. But in this one, they wanted to do two piles, obviously. So if they stay where they're going, I mean, stay where she's working. Sorry, they are working now. You've got the uh, Devil card here, and you got two major arcana. You have the Sage, which is normally the Hierophant, and um, staying where they're working at now will be this beautiful struggle that our shadow brings in. So their shadow would bring in the challenging their sense of worth, their sense of integrity, their sense of their truth, and living their truth. And so I love that because I feel like the longer they continue to work at that place, the more they really are kind of nudged to understand what it is they truly want in their life. And what a better place to do that when you're definitely getting what you don't want, right? It's a stark contrast because it's like, I definitely don't want that. And it makes you think of, what do I want? Because if you're very happy where you're at, you don't think beyond that. If you're comfortable and cozy, you don't think about going outside in the cold and going to find something different. You're like, I like it in here and this is all good. But if it starts like they're reminding me of the eagle's nest, which is a beautiful thing, um, because eagle parents when they build the nest, it's all this craggly sticks and branches and um, pointy and poke and uncomfortable. But then they coat the inside of the nest with soft things, things that will protect the eggs and the eaglets when they're born. And sure enough, they do. It's beautiful. The eaglets are safe, they're warm. They get room service. Parents bring in food to them all the time. And when they're old enough where they are at the age where they can fly and they need to go, they don't want to. They're like, why would I want to leave this? By the way, I need another fish. I'm kind of hungry. Well, they stop bringing as much food and they start ripping out the comfortable things so that it's more comfortable for them to get out and go fly than to stay where they're at. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on with where they're at. So let's take a look here. Yeah. So about going in somewhere else and starting out on their own, you got the king, the spirit of wands is the king of wands, which is the entrepreneur card. And then the innocence of swords is the page of swords. It's looking at thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about this. Like, what fears do they have about stepping out on their own and doing this? And that is an important piece that has been keeping them, because when our fears outweigh the uncomfortable feelings of staying where we're at, we'll stay where we're at. But when the uncomfortable feeling outweighs our fears, that's when we take action, right? Yeah. So she has the also the high priestess, which is about taking a step back, looking at everything, kind of withdrawing, really evaluating emotions, like dive deep into the emotions, go behind the veil, understand what's going on in the unconscious, connect to the higher realms too, because there is this ability here. Usually, the Seven of Wands is standing above and being seen above, and the Seven of Wands is about a fear of people are not going to like that I am able to do this, and I'm going to get attacked for my dreams, and people aren't going to like it, and but it's about, people will attack your dream when they feel lower than you and they want to be able to do that. And they're like, why do you get to be happy and do what you want? Come back here and be miserable with us. So I love this strength coming in here and just the encouragement to look at the fears. And the more she gets away the fears of doing this on her own, the more the uncomfortable feelings will outweigh the fears because the fears are being diminishing and this is probably growing. And then it'll be like a no brainer. When you are ready to make that leap, it's like not fearful at all because you're just like, it's like, not that I've experienced it, but I've had several friends who've been pregnant and they're like, in the beginning, you fear, like, especially with your first child, how is this going to be when I give birth? I'm just scared. Oh no, I don't know. I don't want it to happen. By the seventh month, the eighth month, they're like, get this baby out of me because it feels so uncomfortable. You're running out of room in your innards, right? And so by the time it gets there, it's like the uncomfortable feeling outweighs the fear, right? But anyway, but that's what they have for you, Wonderland, and for Joe. So many blessings to you. All right, let's keep going down the free list here. And we are to Marie, Marie Jones. Hello. And when will you find your dream job? I know, right? I hope you guys are enjoying this Aries moon energy for the next couple days. I had some really weird dreams. Dreamt of like X number two and going back to the company that I left a couple years ago. And it almost felt they weren't nightmarish, but I, I told my host, I'm like, oh, it felt like almost nightmares. Like, no. But so hopefully you guys are having fun. Aries, beautiful, fiery energy, Mars, aggressive energy. So let's take a look here, Marie. When will you find your dream job? All right, makes sense. What else? All right. So, excuse me. When I said it makes sense, this is the Three of Pentacles, which is all about the being the authentic you card. And so one of the things about the card is there's two other ants in here, right? And usually, so one of these is you creating something, and then you have, two other people that are there. And one of the individuals represents the naysayers, the dream busters, the people that would say, what are you doing that for? You should do something more, that is secure and make more money and blah, 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 blah. They're always going to find something to poke holes in your dreams and what you're doing. And you fear igniting their sharp tongue that they just attack, right? And then you have the other person who's a supporter, someone who's just really behind you, so proud of what you're doing, and they would follow you and support you, no matter what you would do. They'd help you bury bodies, they're just like that supporter for you. And they, that's funny, but they, might just recommend, hey, buddy, have you ever thought of doing this? And because you don't want to lose that support, because you like that praise and that support, you don't want them to join those other people. So we might alter our course. And so this card is in with your question, when you're going to find your dream job is when you really get into out of the noise of the praise and the punishment, you know, out of the mind and into the heart, and taking a step away and going, what do I want? What is truly my dream job? And am I um, in a place where I won't allow those things to impact me? I'm going to do this, and regardless if I get this or lose that, I'm going to do it. I'm ready. And some of that comes in here with the Five of Pentacles, which is about change. It's about moving the um, how you look at where you get your sustenance from, removing it from depending on the outside world to realizing that it's the source, creator, mother and father of all things, whatever you believe the higher power is. They have endless resources. They're what would bring us what we need in each moment, and not the humans. The humans are just the delivery company. They're just the post office, UPS, FedEx, whatever, that are bringing something to us that creator is sending to us. And they will make sure that we have everything we need in each moment. May not get everything we need for all future moments in this moment or what we want, but what we need, we always will have, even though it may not come in the way we want it to either. It's about opening up and really trusting that, uh, we're going to have what we need. And that allows you to really, look at your way in which you want to express this unconditional love in your heart with the world, this beautiful, unique way, and be like, you know what am I afraid of? And it's like, what if people don't want to pay for what I want to do? Creator's going to supply, and you'll have ideas. And even if you're like, what if I need to take a part-time job just to make ends meet? I'm going to be living my dream. And it's all about understanding that concept, because you do, in addition to the Five of Pentacles, which is a number of change, you also have the Five of Wands, which is about movement of energy from fear to that of love and understanding that whatever is happening is unfolding for you. You also have the 7 of Wands, which is about, again, the worrying about that people will attack your dream and that, but you won't have to defend it. There's um, just advising that when people attack you for trying to live your dream, it's because they feel low and they want to be able to do that. And they only attack you to try to bring you back down to where they feel they are at. Of course, we probably, most humans, have a lower self-esteem in the beginning, and so when they do that, we feel like they're trying to push us lower, and that's why we get defensive. But when we realize they feel we're up here and they're trying to push us down here, then we're like, "Oh, it's about them. It's not about me." And then we can have compassion and move that up. And I do see here, with the 4 of Cups here, this is the discontent you have with what you're doing in your life, and here's the unconditional love that's being offered from the higher realm. So know that spirit definitely wants you to be able to live your dream job, but the biggest thing that they want you to know right now is, are you ready? Look at your emotions, look at your energy. Are you focusing on the fears of not being able to do it, focusing on what you don't have in your life, focusing on what you don't want? I think I just said that, in your life, but it's like, uh, changing your energy, what you're grateful for, and what you do want in your life. And that energy change opens things up. Because if we fear, like we were talking about, that, oh, what will people think? And will I be able to make it on my own? Will I be able to do that, the dream job? What am I going to have to sacrifice? And then that just has this energy block. And when you move that and go, you know what? I am so ready to live and grow and live instead of exist. Then you start to make the choices and things start to move because you are changing your energy, and the universe is able to use that energy to bring in and match that energy, as well. So we magnetize ourselves by our emotional and our energetic. So when I focus on fears, then I draw that stuff to me. But when I focus on um, higher things, higher vibrational things like gratitude and positivity and what I want, then that attracts a different vibration in. So that's what we're able to do. So that's what they have for you, Marie. So I'm excited. I feel like you are so ready just to, and then here comes the dream living. So I love it. So that's what they have, Marie. Many blessings to you. All right. So we will keep moving down the list here. Very good. Very good. All right. And so thank you very much for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so, Mother Gaia, you are up. Thank you again. Thank you for the donation. And do I remember you? Let us take a look here. You and your son are living in a homeless shelter, and it's his birthday. Oh, it was also someone else's birthday. So happy birthday to them. And you'd like to be able to do something for them. So let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about doing something for them? All right, let's see what we have here. I do love this for you. I mean, you've got the full card, which is ending of an old cycle and a new beginning, and the 10 of Cups here. And this is about overflowing love and feeling just this beautiful, beautiful, huge. It's like, and you have the Ace of Cups too, which is about overflowing unconditional love, you know? And I feel like what spirit is saying here is that one, every child does not believe they have a perfect childhood, because they're showing me here that you can give them so much love, and that makes up for anything about the physical world, right? But from a child's perspective, um, it's like uh, I've experienced a lot of people in my life. Like for me, I didn't have a lot of attention, I feel, my little child self from my parents growing up. And my dad worked all the time, and my mom, was always busy doing stuff around the house and also working. And I was like, we had a beautiful home, never, had anything material that I really felt I did without. I never felt like a lack in that. But I wish we would have lived in a smaller home and just had their love. But I guarantee you, because I know other people that have had all the love in the world, but they wanted a bigger home and they wanted more things. It's like you can never please our human. There's always going to be something that we are like, well, I wanted that, And so I feel with all this that one, they're saying, you know what? If you're fearing being the perfect parent, welcome to parenthood, right? Because no human child ever had the perfect childhood. You'll ask everyone, and there's always going to be something like, I wish I would have had more of that. And it's like, oh, you just aren't grateful. But that's our human child experience. And so they're saying what you are able to give in this moment is absolutely perfect. What you're able to give them love and just let them know how loved they are and that you are so supportive of them, and ask them what is their dream, and you want to support that dream in whatever way you can, and just give them the unconditional attention that so many children desire and that people are so busy not being able to give them, that is what they are wanting, right? And that um make the day all about them. You may not be able to do them a lot of physical stuff, but you can be like, there's a lot of free stuff that's out there, right? um and see if there's any way to get there. Like sometimes they have museums that are free, or um, a library, or what, just those types of things. And I feel like if you ask the people that work and are with the homeless shelter, just say, do you guys have any ideas on what we can do that doesn't cost anything? And they might be like, oh my gosh. Yeah. They might be like, "Oh my gosh, no, there's this place down the street," or, something like that. They might be able to, um, do something, and they might be like, "Oh my god, we're gonna make them a cupcake," or, they might do something, to make it extra special too that doesn't cost you a thing, and, don't let that be the barrier, because I really feel like, just making it about them, they are gonna, respond off of your energy. And again, no parent is ever gonna give someone a perfect childhood, a perfect birthday, a perfect this. Just let your love flow and let that be enough, and, follow your heart, follow your gut. Um, so I really feel, yeah. So, the 3 of Wands here is also about a change of energy and a change of direction for you. It's like with this information that you have now, they have the Strength card. Just know, try to take a deep breath and take a step back, connect to your higher self, realize so much of what's going on is happening for you. I mean, everything that's happening is happening for you. And I know it's difficult when we're going through difficult things, that going, why would I ever ask for this? But instead of us, when we look at things going, why is this happening to me? We can take a step back and realize, okay, I have a higher soul that has all these fated events it wanted to experience on this earth, and obviously this is one of them. And why? What did I want to learn about myself, about unconditional love through this? And I don't for some reason, they're reminding me of the story of Job, which, I was in Christianity quite a while ago, but the story of Job spirit brought back up to me at one point because there's an interesting message that's intertwined with that, which Job is someone who lost everything, lost home and family, like his entire family, except for his wife, was killed, and he lost all his possessions. He lost everything in his health and everything, but he still was grateful that he was at least, alive. And but the story, what they showed was that when we lose so much in our life, we realize just how much we really have within ourselves, and that we can live without so much stuff, and that we have everything we need inside of us, and that's the unconditional love of what we're made out of. And I feel like this is an important time in your life, It's like showing your son the strength that you have within you, and that all you need is love. And that's a huge message, because then we don't get drawn out into attaching our worth to the outside world and the outside things, because those things can be taken from us. And it's a very unstable world, right? People change or they pass away. So when we have our worth dependent upon that, we feel shaky and unstable. When it's jobs and education and whatever circumstances that we can get into, those things are unstable, ever changing, as well as our bodies, our possessions, our bank accounts, all of that, all unstable. It can be here one day and be gone in 60 seconds, right? And so when we realize the instability of the outside world, we all eventually get turned inward and upward. At some point in our life, most of us do. Some of us choose not to. They want, I want to be having this experience all the way up, and then I'll review it when I'm on the other side. But most of us want to have this turning inward and upward to where we see life in a completely different way. And I feel like you're at this pivotal point with that, of seeing that outside stuff, none of that stuff defines us because it's unstable. I find stability inward and upward to that unconditional love, and that's why you have the Ace of Cups. That is the chalice, the Holy Grail. It's full of the unconditional love of above. It's eternal, it never ends. It's unconditional, you can't lose it. So that's the only thing that ever brings us stability, because people, like you're saying, people are wanting to throw you out on the street. People will always change. One moment they're supportive, the next moment they're fickle and in fear and withdrawing from us, right? It's all unstable. And so, they're really pushing you inward and upward to that strength. That's the strength card. It usually has the lion and the maiden on it. And the lion represents our human self that is taught to go outside to feel whole and complete and full, but it eats and it drinks of all that, and it feels still hungry, even more hungry, more thirsty, because those things don't bring us fulfillment. And eventually it's a roaring, lion in the jungle, because it's so desperate to have fulfillment, and it's not finding it. And it's at the beginning is not aware of the higher self, because we've veiled ourselves, our human side of it, so that we could experience these fears and this instability. But our higher self is always aware of our lion self, and it feels us getting to this extreme, and that's when we have this connection. It comes down, and it doesn't come down to put the lion out of its misery or to cage it to protect people from it because it's getting hangry and hungry, angry. And it doesn't try to manipulate it and train it, because it knows what the lion is really um, searching for is the unconditional love of above. And our higher self is made of that unconditional love. And so it comes down and it hugs the lion and gives it all this love. And finally, the lion feels some fulfillment, and it transforms from this roaring lion in the jungle to this purring little lion cub sitting in the lap of the higher self, feeling full, no longer thirsty, and feeling whole for the first time in its life. And then it has this joining together of you know, of each other. It's not like Superman who comes down and rescues and then flies off and leaves them to fend by them for themselves again. Now that the lion is aware of the higher self, they walk hand in paw through life in a whole different way. And I feel like that's where this Three of Wands comes in, is the more you connect with your higher self and who you really are, you start to see life differently and you start taking a different route um, there. So that's what they have for you. And I know, there's some great information there for you, some great awareness. And this is what you can teach your son through your life. And that's why he chose you. He specifically chose you to be his mother, because he knew exactly the life that he would go through. And though his little human right now may not remember it, you decided this before you came down here, and they are fully on board with every moment that you are experiencing together. And he wanted you to be his teacher. He wanted you to be his parent, his mother and father. He didn't, um, and he knew it all before. And if you realize that, just really realize this little being chose me because of who I am and because of what we had experienced together. And then the fear of failing them, the fear of not living up to what you are supposed to be and should be, need to be, and have to be, all that fear, you can really turn it around and go, I have this experience and this opportunity to be so full of unconditional love. I get to give that gift that, a wealthy multimillionaire parent, and you hear it all the time, that they were so busy with their money that the kids felt abandoned and neglected. But you have this opportunity to give so much love and so much love foundation to your son right now. And so make today about him and love. And that's what Spirit has for you today. So thank you so much for your donation. And it means so much more knowing what situation that you're in. I know you don't have a lot to spare at all. So, please, I send you so much love and so much blessing. And just hang in there. You are not alone. All right. You are very welcome, Mother Gaia. All right. And going back into line for the free readings. And so, Devansha Mishra, you are up next. And you want to know the current feelings of Arjun Gupta regarding you and his next action. We'll take a look here. All right. So what are the current feelings of Arjun? All right. So first of all, next action is you got the Knight of Pentacles, the Movement of Pentacles. And this is one of the cards that means things are moving slowly on the outside world. And it's like, okay, wonderful, right? And it always happens. It's always divine timing, and they let us know things are moving slowly because there's things to look at within us, and that's anytime we have pauses in our life where things are not unfolding fast, it's because spirit intentionally slows things down for us to raise our vibration through the inner reflection of our inner love and our connection to higher love, so that we can be in a more of a vibration and magnetism to bring in what we are really wanting. So there is this energy here. Again, we have got what they're having you look at right now is this Nine of Wands, which is, this block that's here. And it has this, the block has to do with your feelings of worth of receiving abundance, because the 10 of Pentacles is about just a full abundance of things overflowing and fulfilling you in your life. And we've got the um, Nine of Wands is about, there's usually nine wands that are this block here to this. So this is behind here. But one of those is your Ace of Wands, which is um, your power, your energy that's blocking it. And so there's something that while spirit is um, having this, kind of slowness happen in here, it's for you to look in here and see what about my worth am I not recognizing? Why do I what do I fear? That'll usually help us is, what do I fear about this situation? You know, do I some questions you can ask yourself is, of course, the obvious ones of, what do I fear if they don't choose me? But you can also ask yourself, what do I fear if they do choose me? Um, and then um, what is the opposite? Because there would be two opposites to that too. So if you're like, oh, of course, why do I want them to choose me? And then there would be a fourth question, which would be the opposite of the others, but my brain just totally went blank. And they're like, you get it, you understand. Look at your heart and your fears. And that'll help you understand this energetic block that's there, because it is time for that to end, and that needs to happen for a rebirth. It's like, you can see all the phases of the moon up there. It's like it's time for things to change, like the little moth and the butterfly too. It's, you go through this metamorphosis where you're looking at what are the real questions behind your question, is what spirit is wanting you to look at, because we'll continue to ask the same question until we get to the root of where the question is originating from. What fear is down there about, what do I fear the outcomes of it or not? Because right now there's a fork in the road, and it's all, they're standing here, they're evaluating. And I feel like that comes out a lot when we ask about them, or I get a lot of questions around relationship, and it seems like a lot of them are at a fork in the road. They're looking at their mind and their heart, and they're just like, I don't know, what do I feel, what do I want to do? And it's just like there's this little pause button on their forehead that spirit goes boonk, because they want them to hold while you do your inner work. And then once the inner work is where your higher self wants it to be, for things to move forward in your outside life, then they're like, okay, play. And then they start acting. But I feel like they are being put on hold for you to do this inner work. So, and also them doing their inner work at the same time. So that's what they have for you, Devotion. I know it's like, well, I want to know their feelings and their next actions. And they're like, it's all on pause, it's all on hold until you look inward to see, what are your fears? What importance are you putting on the outcome? And what does that have to do with your self-love and your sense of your worth? And so that's what they are asking for you, or that's their advice for you regarding this situation. And it happens sometimes. I'm like, but they want to know this. And they're like, but this is the real question. We're going to answer the question with questions. And I'm like, great. I know. I'm the messenger, so don't shoot me. Talk to your spirit guides. But that's what they have for you, Devancha. So many blessings. Hang in there. All right. We'll continue going down the list here. All right. So we will go on to the next free reading here. And this is for Suparna Das. Excuse me. So, will you marry Sayantan Ghosh? Let's take a look here first at that real quick. Okay. And then what's coming in your love life? So, will you marry them? Well, you definitely will have a relationship with them. I didn't get the marriage card, but with the Two of Cups, which is about the joining of two hearts, I imagine that that is them saying yes. Because you also have the King of Pentacles, which is about abundance in your outside world in that. And so I feel like, yes, you will have this relationship with them. And then what's coming is you have the movement of wands, which is the Knight of Wands, and you have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, these are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindset, your attitudes around love, around marriage. And there's all these small t truths, which are the fears of losing a conditional love. These would be expectations. All of these that are on your mind that are, it's called the nightmare card or the insomnia card. So much on your mind around it that it's so restrictive. It's so almost to the point of exhaustion of the supposed to and the shoulds and the need tos and the have tos and the musts that have been just um stacking up over time that that's so much. And this movement of wands, the Knight of Wands, is about this fast movement, this quest to understand and hold on to your Ace of Wands, which is your power. And um, there's so much energy that's being invested in those expectations that that's where the exhaustion comes from. So spirit has you while you're waiting for all this to unfold is to look into those expectations, look into those thoughts and those beliefs you have around it and go, is it true? I know this is what I was told growing up or the movies, the books, the what I experienced and looking at other people's relationships have all these thoughts and these beliefs that are all up in here and it's like, okay, you know what do all these mean and are they true? And as you let more and more of those go, the energy that you're putting out to try to live up to those and make those happen both in yourself in the world and others, all that energy gets to come back to you and you get to focus it in something more in alignment with the true love in your heart instead of what all this love has to be in your mind. So that's what they have for you, Supernadas. So many blessings to you. All right. Hey, Carla. So, what will next week be like for you? Absolutely. We'll take a look there. Let me just to make sure here. All right, Alex. Thank you for your donation. So, I'm going to jump in, take care of that one, and then I'll be back to you there, Carla. So, thank you again, Alex. And you'd like a general reading? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. And I'm being drawn here to your Queen of the Moon Oracle. So let's take a look. Let's see what they have for you there first. All right. Boom. Right off the bat. You have Master number 22. There we go. Not too much of a glare, which is all about wisdom. Saying hi to the moon. And let's take a look here. I love Master number 22 because Master number 11 is about you really understanding your human experience. But 22 is also realizing you're so much more than you're human. You also have you are a spiritual being. And then eventually you bring those together, 11 and 22, to get master number 33, which is walking hand in hand between the two. And this is about wisdom. Of course, it says wisdom is more than mere knowledge. There may be something you're not seeing, and you can research more thoroughly. Wisdom is gathered, but it takes time. Learn from your experience. You might wish to ask the opinion of a wise mentor if you're uncertain. A little mini affirmation for the card is: I use my knowledge and experience to make wise decisions. It says it is often said that the body has its own innate wisdom. And if healthy, it just knows what to do and does what it needs to keep us alive and moving without thinking too much about it. Most of the time, we aren't aware of trying to keep our heart beating or of breathing when we're asleep. Thank goodness. Similarly, we have this innate reasoning system, intuition, that allows us to get answers or receive information without conscious thinking. It's that feeling or hunch of information or insight that's just there. Some people believe this is the wisdom we receive from the gods, the very spark of the divine voice that is left within us. This is a very old kind of wisdom that sits in a very old part of the brain. Then there's the gathering of knowledge and experience and what we discern and learn from this. If the result has acuity, if it is successful in the real world and good in sense and perception, it's most probably wise. The getting of wisdom takes time usually, and we can be impatient for it. We might cut corners and not see the role we take in our own poor decision making. To the author, though, as modern people, we have a millennia of wisdom to assist us. Human history has some very wise people starring in it, and some not so wise. So we have plenty of examples from which to learn. Gathering wiser people around us is, in fact, one of the wisest things anyone can do. We cannot always know it all, and a wise mentor or friend can not only save us from a poor decision, but also demonstrate how to be wise if we aren't quite there yet. And the companion stone for that is fluorite. And I feel like the big message that really stands out there is about intuition and trusting your gut, trusting your intuition, trusting that inner voice. And let me just take a look here and see. So you obviously, it feels like you have some decisions to make and some things coming around you. You have some new opportunities that are either you are in right now and trying to decide, or that are coming your way here soon. And really trusting your gut and trusting your intuition, because that is truly the most wise group that you can communicate with, because they have the eternal wisdom, right? And so we can ask them. They're the eye in the sky. They can really see things and understand where things are at. And you have the 10 of Pentacles too. So you have this abundance that's coming your way with these new situations. So a great opportunity for abundance that is at your doorstep. Yeah, and you have the Sage here, which is also about, there's the eye in the sky I was talking about, but it's staying true to your truth and not being guided off by the supposed tos and the shoulds of other people. The Hierophant can be about commitment too, but I really feel like it's staying true to what you want and really connecting to what you want in your life, and let that be the decision maker. Yeah, because you have this ending and this new beginning that's coming in, and it's a solid, I almost feel like the Wheel of Fortune type of energy, like the ending and new beginning is so for you, but it's like um you get to yeah, you get to decide. It's like you've got the Three of Swords and the Three of Cups. Three of Cups, this is your posse, your support team going, don't fear disappointments and things. Just know we're taking care of things. We're having things unfold, and trust us. And because we're the ones that are are doing all the workings around things. Um, don't fear about what it looks like is happening because we're the ones that are making things unfold. So connect to us, trust your intuition, ask us, and we'll tell you, because we are the ones setting up the um, or removing the obstacles in front of you to and locking the doors where you don't want to go. So if you're unsure, take a step back, breathe, connect with us, trust your gut and your intuition, and that we're going to lead you in the direction that is the most beneficial for you. So I like that for you, Alex. So many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for the donation. Since we're at the top of the hour, just letting everyone know the public service message that I do try to get through as many free readings as I can within 2.5 hours. But if you want to make sure I get to your reading, a donation just makes it a priority. I step out, complete it like I just did, and then I go back in order. From the where I left off with the free reading. So that is your public service message. All right. So let's go back. Thank you again, Alex. All right. So we are to Carla. Thank you for your patience. And what will next week be like for you? Let's take a look here. Take a quick sip here. And thank you guys so much too for all the thumbs up on the videos. It's free, which is a great price, and it helps spread the Zen love in beautiful ways. So thank you for being part of the tsunami of love, because those do definitely help. All right. So Carla, what does Spirit want you to know about next week? Okay. Anything else? Okay. All right. So you do have the moon card coming in here, which is Mother Luna. So there is this sense here of nurturing and really giving yourself a lot of love and care next week, because you also have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, she's not only rules over emotion, but is gets a second helping of water, which is emotion. So she's able to dive deep. But I really feel in this case, this is about mother love, nurturing yourself, being your mother this week and making yourself a priority. Because you also have the Page of Cups, which is about love, love, love. And all three of these just have this energy of looking to you, because they're all looking over here at you, and like, this is you. You get to be the wolf next week, but this is Mother Luna giving you energy, and yourself giving you this love. And you have the four, with the four, which is normally the emperor. They call it the Sky Father. So it's interesting that you have both the Heart of Cups, which is the mother energy, and you have the Divine Father energy too. And I just feel like it's a week of you being the parent to your inner child, you giving yourself this love and support that you're not getting from anywhere else, and that you no child ever gets completely everything we want when we're children, like we talked about earlier. But it's like you get to pick yourself up, and you get to be the father, be the mother, give yourself the unconditional love, the unconditional attention, the unconditional acceptance that you were looking for when you were younger. And this is the week about you. I just feel it's a week of doing things, whether it's taking time for a hot bath, doing a pedi or a manicure, getting a new haircut, whatever makes you feel like you are nurturing yourself, giving yourself love and attention, and allowing yourself all that love you give to everyone else. This week, it's about you. And I feel like it is like the Emperor card, the Sky Father, is you just taking charge of it, and being adamant about you taking time for you, doing things for you, is what I feel. So you have permission from Spirit to say, hey, I cannot argue. Of course you can. You don't have to do what they advise, but this is what they advise for you. So Many blessings to you, Carla. Have a great week. The week of you. All right. I like it. All right. You are very welcome, Alex. All right. So, next in line for the free readings, we've got Vrinda. And any message from your husband for your anniversary coming up, any significance of your past memories. All right, let's take a look here. All right. They do want me to go here to the Ask Your Guides Oracle. So let's take a look here and see what they have to say. So you got the New Life card here from the Divine Mother of all things, too. And let's see what they have to say here. It's card number 48. And it says, whether you're a man or a woman, your feminine, earthy side is in full bloom. The wishes, desires, and dreams you've carried in your heart are now gestating in the divine womb and are coming into fruition. It says, what talks about if you're a woman, this signals a time of conception, pregnancy, and birth. And I feel like this for you, a message from them is about a new birth. Like it's talking about new life. It's a new birth. It's a time for pursuing a new life. And if you're a man, this is a time for your creativity to take form in the real world. Whatever you seek to create, it's happening. The song in your heart will find its voice. The poetry will be expressed. Even your professional goals will find a home in which to grow. The Divine Mother, the fertile aspect of the Divine Feminine, is gracing your life right now. And with her influence, your artistic and creative expression comes alive. If you've been feeling sterile, stagnant, and too controlled, she's here to loosen things up and get your creative juices flowing. Surrender your mind and allow your soul to come alive in her embrace. She is with you and her influence is powerful. Her message, new life, is on its way. So that is their message for you for your anniversary, is them encouraging you to get out of your mind and loosen your mind and allow your soul to flow creativity and creatively from your heart. Allow your love to flow forward and be able to move into a new life. Allow yourself to have a new life with new adventures, new things. Allow yourself to have adventure rather than being so caught up in your mind around, all the supposed to's and the shoulds and those things. Significance of past memories. Well, here you go. One single card comes out, the Lover's card, and they go, remember the love, 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 but focus on, you can see even the heart in here between the two beaks. Focus in on that. Focus in on love, 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 not on the pain, not on the other things. And that's so significant memories. If they're memories of joy, if they're memories of love and laughter, those are from them. Point poking them in your brain for them to come up so that you know that they're there. But they also are focusing in, kind of pointing you to new life. Enjoy new life. Don't be caught up so much in the past. Look to the future as well. So that's what they have for you, Vrinda. So many blessings to you. And happy anniversary. I know those are difficult times, especially when it's the first one after their passing. But I know it's whenever we lose people in our lives, we miss their physical presence. And it's an adjustment from realizing that they are not physically here, but they're spiritually there, always by our sides, never leaving our side. So they're even more enmeshed into us and our brain and our thoughts and our emotions that they weren't able to do in the physical world. But I like his message for you. So many blessings. All right. Continue moving down the list here. You are very welcome. And Heather Lawson, you are up. 2023. Do you see overseas travel for you? All right. All right, Heather. So I'm going to try to keep it to like one theme for your reading, just because I have so many. Because that's a lot of questions. So, because it is free and there's a lot of them, I'm just going to kind of see what Spirit wants you to know around all of those. We may not answer all of them, but we'll see what they wanted to prioritize to let you know. Okay. All right. Well, it makes sense here. So, um, I do feel like with the overseas travel for you, um, you do have this change of direction that's going to be coming up for you in your life with new information coming in, new awareness. So, whatever you were kind of focused on going in a direction around all of this stuff, there's something that happens that just goes and it takes you off in a different place. But it's you going off in a different direction. It's not like life taking you per se, it's not like you're forced. It's like with new stuff, you make a decision to go a different way. And the reason I say that is because you have both the magician and the movement of wands. Movement of wands, knight of wands. And this is you standing in your power. And the knight of wands also is about it's the fastest moving knight out of them all. It's fast movement that happens and fast change that comes, but it's you standing in your power. Again, it's not change that happens. Nothing happens to us. It all happens for us. But what I mean is that it's not stuff that comes in and you're just like, oh, I have no choice but to go this direction. It's like you are like, all right, enough. I'm taking my energy, my power, and instead of waiting for things to come to you, like in a divine feminine way, these are very divine masculine energies where you are pointing your wand where you want to go, what you want to do. And this is very much the master manifester with the magician card, but both of this energy is all about you directing your power, you choosing, you focusing your energy in a direction, because that's what makes you change that. And you have the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords, this is where I feel the change comes for you here, is because you realize here that you have these conflicting thoughts and these conflicting expectations going on inside of you. One, I feel that comes from your heart and what you want to do with your life and who you want to be, where you want to go, just everything. Then you have all the mindsets, all those expectations, the fears of losing conditional love. And oh, what if this doesn't happen? What if that doesn't happen? What does that mean about me if I don't get to do this, if I don't, if this person doesn't choose me? What if I don't have this home? What if I don't have this? It's all of this is coming to a head because you have whoop, okay, here's the camera. Sometimes I crack myself up. I'm like showing myself on my picture here. Here, look at this. What can I say? So this Ace of Swords here is what is connecting you to see things from a higher perspective, more from your heart, which allows you to cut away some of these old thoughts and the old beliefs that are limiting you. And so your overseas travel is within your hands. Your love life and stability is within your hands. Your finding a comfortable home is within your hands. And um, really realizing why my ex didn't consider me for marriage, because it was not in alignment with where I want to go, where my heart wanted to go. And so the higher powers removed them out of your way, removed them out of your path because they were blocking you from going to your destiny for where you really want to go, where you really um, your higher self wants you to end up in your life. So, a very, very powerful 2023. I feel like you're going to be standing in your power and allowing I feel like you have this fiery energy that you're just like, okay, I'm no longer going to pretend that I'm this damsel in distress in my life waiting for, I'm the little perfect flower waiting for someone to come pick me. You're like, no, I am a flower that has feet and I'm going places. Get out of my way. And I feel like this is the transformation you go through, Heather. So I like it for you because it's so much more in alignment with this powerful person you are rather than the waiting for people to do what they are supposed to do. You're like, you know what? It's like they're showing me, if you ever, the melodramas of the olden days of the damsel in distress tied to the railroad track. There's a villain in the drama that usually had like a big black hat and a mustache, and they're like, "I'm tying you to the track," and then we're waiting for the hero dressed in the white hat and the white to come and rescue the damsel in distress. And you're waiting and you're waiting and the hero isn't showing up and you're just like, oh, for God's sakes. And you get up and you rip off the ropes and you're like, I'm my own hero. I'm tired of this waiting around for people to be the hero. I'm being my hero, and bye. And that's what I feel for you, Heather. So I love it. Very empowering 2023. So many blessings to you. I like it. All right. All right. So continue moving down the free readings, and New Moon, you will be up next. All right. Will tomorrow be a good day for you? All right. So what does Spirit have for you, New Moon? Okay. So I feel like, well, you definitely have here the Heart of Swords, the Queen of Swords. You're balancing heart and mind, and you are leaving old ways of thinking behind and moving into new ones. I would consider that a good day because it is freeing for you and it is balancing type of energy. I also feel like with you leaving behind emotions that no longer serve you, that, with the balancing of heart and mind here with that queen, that you are letting go of some old thoughts and some old beliefs about what a relationship should be. Some of the stories you put around heartache and what someone else's actions were about you, and you're just really releasing some stuff tomorrow. It feels freeing, instead of going, well, that person cheated on me, so I must have been not worthy of being faithful to. It's what's coming to my mind. It's just an example. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what you're doing, but it's like, okay, you know what? Their actions have nothing to do with me. They did the same thing to their next 3 relationships. So it wasn't about me. That was their actions telling them about them. But what do I get to look at? I can look at what I felt through that. Those that I can own. I can look and go, okay, what was I allowing that to mean about me? And I can release that. What does the relationship teach me? What do I able to move beyond that now and move towards? Like that 8 of Cups the bear walks away from old emotions that no longer serve him, and they move into wish fulfillment. The reason I think this is all about love is because you got the Lovers card too. So that's why I went in that direction, because I feel like all of this tomorrow, it's a good day because you are freeing yourself from the things that were restricting you before. So you have this freer flowing mental approach to things and this free flowing emotional approach to things. So I don't know if you get information about, oh, did you know so and so cheated on the next person too, and or whatever, and you're like, oh, so new information, new awareness comes in some way that makes you re-look at how you defined yourself and the stories you put to the situation and the emotions you felt as you went through it, and you're leaving some of those things behind and moving in a different direction with that. So that's what they have for you. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And Christy, yeah, my email is actually in the description. It is bradazen@gmail.com. But if you go into the description box of the video, it's at the very bottom. So if you want to grab it and make sure that you're spelling it correctly, it's there. And so as soon as you make that, we will go ahead and do yours as well. All right. So while you are doing that, I will go into Beautiful Princess real quick here and complete that free reading, and then we will jump to yours. All right. So, Beautiful Princess Pinky, you want to know what's coming towards you in love or work? So, let's take a look here and see what Spirit would like you to know. All right. So, what about love or work for Princess Pinky? All right. Well, I do like this for you. It seems like it's going to be about love. Because you do have the Eight of Cups. I just put it in there and shuffled, and here it comes flying out again. But the Eight of Cups is about leaving behind emotions that no longer serve you and changing your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets around love as well. Because the Ace of Swords allows you to see things from a higher perspective, from a place of unconditional love. And it also has a wonderful it's like a double-edged sword. It allows you to connect and really understand things, but then also allows you to cut away the small t truths, which are the fears that you have around relationship, around love. And of course, you can do this with work too, which is wonderful. Is our expectations we have around anything in our life are what limit us and keep us restricted and from seeing opportunities outside of it, because we're given so many rules and so many fears about life that we end up on a very small tight course, which we miss out on all those things on the outside world, all the possibilities of love, all the possibilities of jobs and promotions and money and whatever, because we had such a unsafe feeling childhood. Our psyche, it creates so many rules to protect us from experiencing those bad feelings, those uncomfortable emotions, and then it creates so many to try to make sure all the praise things and the things we did like happen. And so there's all this rules, and it becomes very cluttered and very restrictive. And the more we look at those fears and we release them because they're no longer needed, we're not children anymore. So a lot of the construct we create was good and allowed us to survive to get to where we are today. But we can look at it and going, you know what? That was for children. I don't need to have that rule in place anymore. I'm an adult. I can protect myself. I don't need that rule to protect me. And so there's this releasing of rules around lovability and acceptability that you're cutting away, and you end up, with this beautiful sun card here, which is about abundance and free flowingness and wonderful, wonderful abundance coming in for you in regards to relationship. It's also the Leo energy, which has to do with the child self, and it has to do with reflecting back on those inner child rules again, like we are talking about. So that card really reinforces what I was mentioning there. So definitely there's this reflection in love and understanding all of this rules the little child self put in place because it felt unsafe back then. And now it's like, here, let me pick you up. I will keep you safe, but now let's let this go. We don't need all these barriers to love. Because what is it, Rumi? I think it's Rumi that says that we don't have to find love. Merely have to discover the barriers that we've created between us and love. And I feel like that's the journey that you're on right now with that. So many blessings to you, beautiful Princess Pinky. That's what they have. All right. Let me just take a quick look here. All right. So let's take a look here and let me just see, Christy, how you doing there? So hopefully, Christy, you got that. Don't see it coming through yet. So just let me know. Don't think you asked your question yet either. All right. So as soon as you're able to do that, just post your question, Christy, and we'll get you squared away. All right. So many blessings, Pinky. And we are on to the next free reading, which is Fiona. And you want to know, what do I need to know this week? All right. Let's take a look here and see all of that, what they are prioritizing you to know about this week. So, all right. So, Fiona, what would you like Fiona to know around relationship, money, job, family? What would you like them to know? Okay. What else? All right. Let's see what we got here. Well, so you do have the Two of Wands here, which is really for you about what are you focusing your energy on? Whatever it is this week is going to grow and expand. There's a real possibility. It's like the energy of this week for you, whatever you really focus on will manifest faster than normal, is what I'm feeling for you. So be aware if you're focusing on what you feel is missing in your life around money, job, family, relationship. The missingness is going to expand. If you're focusing on what you don't want from those, that's going to expand. And so this week is like really using your manifestation powers to focus on what you are grateful for and what you do want in your life. And to be really clear on what you do want. You have the sage here, the Hierophant, which does talk about being true to your true desires, your true feelings, what you truly want, not the mindsets of all what everyone else has told you about. This is what you should want in a relationship. This is what you're supposed to want with money. This is where you're expected to go with job. This is what a family should be. All of those things. It's like, what is your true desire around it? Your heart, not your mind, and allow that to be your focus on what you're grateful for and what you want. And then you start to see a lot of this manifestation kick in. Now, be aware that, there are individuals here that will see you as higher than themselves, and they're going to like poke at your dreams, poke at your bubble. And I feel like this week that with this energy change, with this focus, that you're moving your energy from focusing on the lack and what you don't want into this gratitude. And so you have these smiles, you're bubbly and joyful. And then people are like, why are you being so happy for? You're up here and you need to be down here. And they try to poke at your bubble to burst your bubble because they feel they're down here. And with you being bubbly and bright and shiny here, they feel even lower. And so they want to try to bring you down, but don't let them, is what this Seven of Wands says. It's like, you don't need to defend yourself. The sun does not ask for permission to shine. It does. And if they don't like it, they can get out of the sun. But, and because they feel lower than you can have compassion. You don't need to defend yourself because it's not about you. This is them feeling about themselves. So if they poke the bear, if they poke the cougar here, you don't need to defend it. Just realize it's about them. and how they feel about themselves. And if you have compassion and time, you can help lift them up a little bit too. But you don't have to. But this is a wonderful week for you with that. I just really feel an empowering week, but it's being aware of where you're focusing your energy because it's a huge week of manifestation energy for you. So that's what they have for you, Fiona. So many blessings to you. All right. Let's see how we're doing here. All right. So, Angelina, you are up next for the free message, and that is you just wanted just a spirit message. I don't know why I say just, but a spiritual message. So, let's take a look here. I am being drawn to the angel guide oracle for you, and let's see what message they have for you. So, for Angelina. Okay, that's the one right there. And you've got Mother, Father, God. Well, look at that beautiful card there. Beautiful, beautiful. And let's see what message they bring you here. So you are connected to the power of creation at this time. Your spiritual parent is enveloping you in their incredible love and filling you with divine energy and inspiration to help you move forward. This card is a message directly from the heart of the Creator. It's telling you that you are significant and precious. You are loved beyond measure, and the Creator power is proud of you. You're being encouraged to have faith and know that anything is possible for you. No matter what you may be going through, you're always connected to the source of creation. Your angel guide is encouraging you to remember this now. The extended message for this card says that this is one of healing and wholeness. Whatever stories you may have heard about the Creator being judgmental must be washed away. Divine energy could never hold a grudge against you, for you're an extension of its love. The power and presence of the Creator are not only with you, but within you. If you've ever felt that you aren't good enough, or that you are being judged, or that you haven't been the best you can be, know that you are forgiven. Angels are with you today to help create a healing wave between you and your divine parent. This card also brings the possibility of parental healing. If you'd like to clear up difficult energies between you and your parents or ancestry, know that angels are ready to help. They're guiding you to see the world through the eyes of Mother, Father, God, and to remember that love can heal everything. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful message. I love that for you. So you are definitely surrounded by a lot of mother and father love energy. And I love that message, not so much about the forgiven piece, because I don't feel uh, like they don't hold grudges, and so there's nothing to forgive in their eyes. There's just an adventure going on. It's like they show me like a grandfather with their grandchild, and they bought him an ice cream, and the child, oops, and it falls into the dirt, and then they're crying, and they're like, I'm so sorry that I dropped my ice cream." And they're like, "It's okay, we'll get you another one." "I know, I'm sorry, I know I messed up, please forgive me, I dropped the ice cream." And they're like, "It's okay, we're just gonna get you another ice cream. No, it's all right." "No, no, you got it." And they're like, I forgive you, okay?" It's because it's for us that they are telling us they're forgiving, because we're the ones that are making a big deal about it. But they're like, "It's just ice cream. Don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it." And that's kind of the energy I feel. So that is what they have for you, Angelina. Many blessings for you. All right. Let's keep moving down here. Right, Monica? And Monica, I see your message there, so you don't have to repeat it anymore. I know sometimes YouTube it doesn't show that it's showing it, but it is, so you don't have to put it again. You are good there. And Christy, hopefully, Christy, you're okay. I don't see you posting your question yet, so we will keep going down the free ones until you do. All right. And so VD Jalan, you are up. And what message do you need to hear today? And I feel like you are needing to hear from your angels and your ancestors today. So we're going to pull from that deck. All right. Wow. So you got the warrior spirit coming in here, which says, be fearless and stand strong. So let's take a look here and see what message they bring you. It says, don't back down. Make your opinions heard. Don't settle for second best. A warrior is anyone who's ready and willing to know themselves and do what needs to be done in order to get where they want to be. In this deck, the warrior embodies fierce primal love, the warrior within, the energy you can call on to protect yourself. Even if you don't think you love yourself, if you are exposed to a situation that could be harmful or dangerous, the steps you take to protect yourself are, in fact, acts of fierce love. Although the warrior in this card is surrounded by darkness, he is of the light. And the warrior within is made of light and has the capacity to shine even more brightly when facing darkness head on. If you're experiencing fear at this time, know that this means whatever is going on is important to you. Whenever you feel fear, you're on the verge of something big, perhaps a massive breakthrough that's going to really help you move forward. If you have a situation on your hands where you have to face someone or something that's been unsettling you, know that you are being guided to call upon your inner warrior. Don't falter and don't be frightened because you have the energy to protect yourself now and at all times. I like that, especially that message of that if you're fearing something, it means that it is important to you. And so you are able to stand up for yourself in love because you are a being of light and love, that you can stand up and you can ask for what you want and you can say no to what you want. That power of no is so beautiful, and no is a complete sentence. But because you're a loving being, you might explain why, but you don't have to. Someone goes, "Hey, do you want to go do this?" "Oh, no, not today. Thank you." They're like, "Why not?" And you're like, "I just really need to spend some time alone. I got some reflection to do." And the people are, "Oh, okay. Well, maybe next time, you know." But you don't have to say that. But that's what I feel for you, BD. So many, many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. Hey, Andrea, you will be up next after Samya Rowe. Let me just double check here. All right. And so, Samya, you would like a message on your career for the next 15 days, and if your grandparents have anything that they would like to add in. All right. So, yeah, for your career here, yeah, it looks like you are in the middle of decision making here because you have the Two of Swords here, which it means you're at a fork in the road and you're kind of looking at, do you want to continue to focus and pour all this energy and all, it almost feels like a burden on the job that you're in now? Do you want to continue to invest all that energy and get what you've been getting? Or are you bored and are you looking for something that's more in alignment with living your passion, something that'll bring you joy instead? So I feel like you're in this little fork in the road about what you want to do and where you want to head and um, pursue as far as career. And they're saying, are you, it's, and of course, the question is pretty clear on what is for your highest experience, right? Which is um, living from your heart. The other one just feels like you're investing all this energy, and eventually it's just like I'm just exhausted. I do all this, I invest all this, and I feel like I get nowhere in your career. And they're like, maybe there's something else more in alignment with living your heart and living your dream that will be a better use of your energy. And your grandparents did want to speak up here, and they've got celebration. I feel like they are your joy guides. In fact, yeah, it's like here's you, and then here's them up here. So I really like that. And let's see what they have to say for you real quick. These are uh, short little things. So you're entering a period of great expansion and celebration. So this is them, your grandparents telling you this. They are at hand, ushering you into a season of abundance, celebration, and hospitality. They want to let you know that you are loved, you are accepted, you are trusted by those around you, including them. This is a time when life gives back to you. You may become engaged, get married, receive a promotion, land a deal, or just get a long awaited lucky break. Whatever your desire, your grandparents are urging you to prepare for because it's surely coming. Realize that as life's tides turn your way, the sooner to become realized positive flow of events isn't just a fluke or an accident or just the luck of the draw. Rather, it's the natural outcome of your unwavering efforts and your commitment to your dreams and your goals. Your grandparents' message for you: plan for the party. You'll soon have a reason to celebrate. So I like that. So I do like that. I know I feel like they're saying, live your dream, go for your dream, celebrate, live, have joy. So I really feel like that's what's coming in there. All right. So that's the message they have for you right now, Samya. All right. Right. And great. Thank you so much for your donation, Christy. It did come through here. And you'd like a December spirit message. Absolutely. So, Andrea, we will be back to you here momentarily. We're going to go ahead and um, pull a December reading spirit message for Christy. Let's take a look. And I do want to start off. We're going to pull a Queen of the Moon Oracle card here for you. And let's see what is in store there. All right. So you have card number one. Look at that card here. Try not to have the glare there, but this is the void. It's when there's no moon. So let's see. Then we'll pull some tarot for you too. So it's called the dark moon, and it's your time to rest and reset is here. Woohoo! Release all that does not serve you and stop resisting. The void is a time of possibility, not just darkness. There's nothing to fear in letting go of negative patterns and habits. So let go of the old. A little affirmation for the card is: I freely release what I no longer need. And while the full moon, which we have coming up this week, is full attractive power and it gets all the publicity, the dark moon, which offers the infinite possibilities of a clean slate, is just as powerful in its own way. The dark moon often looks like just a darker piece of the night sky. And in some cultures, the way it appears harkens back to the idea of the void. It is a place of unknowable secrets, a state of everything and nothing, or a place to prepare or rest before moving on. To this author, there's a relieving, restful quality about this darkest moon. that allows pondering and decisions about what we can jettison before making fresh plans for the new moon, which is the next day after the dark moon. If you find yourself resisting the dark moon, it's usually a clear sign that you're being stubborn about letting go of something that is old and not serving you in a positive way any longer. Often that is a fear or a pattern that was created to protect you in some way. However, now it's outdated, yet you are still carrying it or acting it out. Know that this moon is powerful, but it is also incredibly gentle in the way it helps you unravel what actually is so you can embrace the fresh start of tomorrow. Relax, reframe, and think about how much better your life will be without that habit, that fear, or that pattern. Get very clear about the possibilities of this transformation and what it'll give you in real terms. This is the power of the dark moon. It is the optimum time in the cycle to release the old and cut the cords of relationships and traumas that deserve no time and attention in your present. I love it. And the companion stone for that is jet, like jet black. So I like that. So there is this time of December of releasing the old that no longer serve you. And let's take a look here and see. Okay. Yeah, and actually, Christy, this is your reading right now. So if you had to step away, you can rewind. All right. So, Christy, let's take a look here. And what else do they want you to know around December and maybe more information on the release? What is this thing that's no longer serving you? All right. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, you have the movement of wands. So, whatever is this thing that no longer serves you, I see that you are very quick in moving that and getting that energy back. Whatever this was that you were maintaining and investing energy into the black hole, you are getting that back, and I love that. So, very very powerful energy. Yeah. So death and rebirth, even the moon cycles are here, reintroducing themselves. But there is this release of something that no longer serves you, is definitely there. Okay, and it seems like it is about love. So whatever was in the past, whatever um, energy, whatever thought and belief, whatever this was about being in a relationship, you are letting go of the old things that no longer serve you. It's like, okay, I'm done maintaining this pain, maintaining these beliefs, maintaining even this connection in this relationship with someone. Doesn't necessarily need to be romantic. This can also be friendships, family, whatever, that's no longer serving you, that you were like, well, that is my brother, that is my sister, or that is one of my close friends that I've known forever. But you're like, it's just not benefiting anymore. It's actually pulling you down and it's taking a lot of energy that doesn't need to be taken. It's like, I don't need to invest a lot of energy to maintain this relationship. It's going to be or it's not. And I'm just releasing it and it's going to do what it's going to do. It's like you're taking this relationship off of life support. And you're like, if it's going to live and breathe on its own, it's going to live and breathe on its own. And if it's not, then, you know, it's done its purpose and I'm ready for new, because you do move here into more of the wish fulfillment, the emotional fulfillment, because of it. So with this being released, you enter into this more fullness emotionally as well. So I like that. Yeah. Wow. Very clear messages here for you, because you also have the tower, which tells you that whatever is removed out of your life is removed out on purpose for purpose to make room and space for you to move forward and to make space for something else or someone else to be in that space. So it's this clearing of the heart energy, this clearing of emotional energy that you get this energy back and you get to move forward with it. Yeah, and you have the heart. So you have the Queen of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, new beginnings, new birth coming in. So definitely a clear message here for December that there is this importance of not resisting the thing, letting it go, um, realizing where you're investing energy that's not conducive anymore. It's not like it mentioned, we've got these things that we've maintained over time. It just doesn't fit us anymore. Like they're showing me an automatic payment coming out of our checking account, and we see it on our checking statement every month, and you're like, well, I don't actually, it's like, let's say it's like Netflix. It's like, well, I'm maintaining the account even though I don't have, I've watched everything I want on it, and it doesn't really bring me, but well, maybe I'll just keep it another month. Oh, maybe I'll just keep it another month. But you're not watching it. You're just investing money into something that you're not using. And that's kind of like this energy of you're investing in it, but you're ready to go, you know what? Let me just do that, cancel the account. And that's what is happening. So um, I like it for you because it is freeing and it does bring you back energy here. Yeah. And don't be afraid. You've got here's the decision making that you're doing, and you're deciding, should I let it go or should I keep it? And there's like this fear of, well, if I choose that, is that going to upset people? And it's like, that's none of their business. That's none of your business either. Their opinion, their actions, nothing to do with you. That's their own choice. You can't control it. They're going to believe and do whatever they're going to think or do anyway. So that's the amazing freeing thing when we're afraid that our action is going to make someone else feel a certain way. The thing that we forget is that they could easily, or maybe not easily, but they could also choose the opposite emotion. So if we say something and they're like, "Brah," they could also be like, I understand and everything's good. Um, so, that is the awareness that can come in with that. So, but that is what I have right now for you, um, Christy. So those are your messages. And again, thank you so much for your donation. So greatly appreciated. And thank you for all your love and all your support. I really appreciate it. All right. So that's what they have for you now. And we'll go back into order up here. Let me see where we left off here. All right. Andrea, I believe you were up next for the free readings. All right. And again, thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up. That helps the channel out so much. And I do greatly appreciate it. We're at the top of the hour. I'm only going to be on for about 30 more minutes. But just let you know that, as you saw with Christy, any donations, I do bring those to the top, and I will make sure all those get completed during this session. So if you do have something that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so far down the list, but I need to know today, just a donation will move you up, and I'll make sure to do that for you. And then for everyone else, I will be continue to go down the free list here to get as many as I can done. But I also have a ton of recorded readings on my playlist. So if I'm not able to get down there, please follow your heart and try to look in one of those and see what you're drawn to. And there'll be messages there for you. And I will be back on this evening as well in about 6 hours. So we can always try again then as well. So many blessings. Okay, let's keep going here. They're like, yeah. Quit your blah, blah, blah. Let's get to the readings. So Andrea, thank you for your patience. And will Brandon return back to your life? Let's take a look here. All right, let's see what we got here. I see here you have the Spirit of Wands, which is the King of Wands, which is all about you standing in your power here. And so that with you got the Nine of Pentacles here too, which is about you finding, the nine is like you, the hermit's journey, you within yourself, finding your wholeness and completeness from within. And these two together are very powerful self cards. Like this is your higher self too. It's like you finding your power, spirit here being with you, and you're finding this wholeness here. Because I feel like, you know, the two of swords came out here, which there's like this fork in the road here, and I feel like Brandon is standing there and he's like, do I want to go this way or do I want to go this way? I don't know. And so there's this indecision on their part on what they want in their life, and but it's divine. It's like we were talking about earlier, sometimes creator pushes the pause button on people so they can't make a decision because you if they made a decision, it impacts what you're learning and what you are to learn during this situation. And so everything just gets boop, it's frozen. And then you get to spend this time reflecting into you, into your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your worth. And you get to go through all this. And that's what's happening because um, this card here is what spirit is showing you, that you've been doing a lot of work. You've been doing your inner work, your outer work, and then investing all this energy. And it's time for you to be able to move up and move into this, which after the Eight of Pentacles is the Nine of Pentacles, feeling this wholeness and this completeness within yourself without needing it to be dependent on anyone else. And so I kind of feel like Brandon he's in this little holding pattern, and it's for you to learn all this about yourself. And then I feel like afterwards, spirit's like, you won't care what decision they make because you're going to find this, like, I don't need anyone. I don't need this man. I don't need this person, whoever in my life. I am whole and complete without it. You're just extra. I love they're telling me the spice cake mantra is what I ended up calling it, which is what spirit developed for me when I was going through similar situations too, where they're like, and you can replace spice cake with whatever dessert you prefer or whatever. But it's like, I am my own spice cake. And the love of my friends and my family is the frosting on top of the spice cake. And my accomplishments in life are the cherry on top of the frosting on top of the spice cake. And my intimate relationships are the whipped topping on top of the cherry, on top of the frosting, on top of the spice cake. And if for some reason I don't have the whipped topping or the cherry, or, all my friends and family are off this planet because that's the only time they'd stop loving me, even without those things, I'd be one awesome freaking spice cake. And so that is this, wonderful way of seeing the wholeness and our completeness. We are taught it's opposite. People define us, our accomplishments, our family define us. But it's like, nope, it's the opposite. We are our wholeness and our completeness, and everything else is extra. And I feel like that's where that you'll get to. But that's why they're kind of, Brandon is paused in this little, I don't know what I want to do, which way I want to go. But it's all for you to be able to find this within yourself. So I love that for you, Andrea. So that's what they have. I know it's like, but I need to know. And it's like, well, you'll eventually know, but you eventually won't care. So many blessings to you. All right. You are very welcome, Christy. All right. So we'll continue going down the free readings. And we have Anji. You are up. Anything about your spouse and marriage? All right. We will see what Spirit has to say. Take a quick drink here. All right. Spouse and marriage, spouse and marriage. All right. Wow. Oh, great. Oh, no. Okay. So you got the temperance card, which is all about balance and patience. And that was like my first, oh, no. And then you got the Seven of Pentacles, which is also about waiting and patience. What's the last thing that grows on a tree is the fruit. It's like it is unfolding. It will take some time. Just know things are going that way. And in the meantime, while the waiting is happening, they're just pointing you back to both the Ace of Pentacles is new opportunities coming, but it's really, I feel like with both of them, because you have the Spirit, the King of Pentacles, this is about a new sense of your worth, and this is about a new sense of your worth. That the King is about abundance and fullness, but it's related to how you are looking into yourself. And so when they're talking about, you wanting to know about your spouse and marriage and those things, are like, well, let's talk about your marriage to yourself. Let's talk about your relationship to yourself, because that is what's going to be reflected. Because you don't see the world as it is, you don't see your marriage or your relationships or anything in the outside world as it is. You see it as how you are. So if you have this abundant feeling in yourself about who you are, you're going to see abundance all around you. But if you feel lack in your life, lack in your worth, lack in your relationship to yourself, you're going to see lack all around outside of you too. So there is this balancing out, like we talked about with the Temperance card. Normally, this is the Ace of Swords, which is about balancing out your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets about yourself, about the world, about the expectations you have around yourself in a relationship, relationships just in by themselves, and also who someone is supposed to be in a relationship. All of this is having this reflection of your worth. And that's why we feel unstable, because when we look outside of ourselves for our stability, that world is full of unstable things. People change and pass away. Situations never stay the same. Things break down, deteriorate, blow up, are stolen. All that feels unstable. And there's all these fears about losing those things. And what does it mean about us? But there's this beautiful um, expansion that's happening in your self love. You're like, how so they're turning the question around. It's like, tell me about my marriage. And it's like, let me ask you about your marriage to yourself. That's the first marriage we have. And then how's that marriage working out? Because that's going to reflect into this marriage out here. And so we marry ourselves, we become the perfect spouse. And then that allows us to have the external spouse come into our life and it be a beautiful thing. And that's what they're reflecting back to you and having you look at right now, Anji. So at least today. Maybe tomorrow, the more you work on that, then the more they'll tell you about the outside marriage, right? So there's like pointing you back here. So sorry. Many blessings to you though. I know. I have like on the messenger, I'm like, here, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to see what my spouse is going to be like. And I'm like, oh, open the package first. I'm just delivering it to you. So hang in there. I know you're okay with that. All right. So divine goddess. Let me just double check here. Very good. All right. So, Divine Goddess, you are up next, and you'd like the December for you. Let's see what they have to say for you for December. Not a bad month. So, you've got the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind. So, that's always good to have, especially during such a busy month for a lot of people. And your peace of mind comes in as you use this Ace of Swords that the kitty is sleeping on to cut away some of these expectations and thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. So it really puts your mind at ease as you see some things that are unfolding in your life in a different way. You're looking at them and seeing, going, um, if it's because it's not of unconditional love, it's going to be there's a fear involved in it. And so it's like, why am I fearing that? Why is that bothering me? Let me just look at that. And then you're freed from it and it's off your mind. And you have this restful type of mindset through a lot of December because you're really learning to just question things as they come up. You do have an abundant month full of emotion, fullness, overflowing. You're filling up in your heart and overflowing out to the world. So there are a lot of beautiful moments of overflowing love within and out. And you also have the movement of ones. It's a lot of fast activity coming in, but you also are really grasping your power quite a bit. And I do like that for you because it feels like you're saying no when you want to say no in a loving way, and you're saying yes to things that you normally maybe wouldn't say yes to, but you're ready because of some of these blocks, these fears that you had. You're like, you know what? Why am I fearing that? I'm just going to go have fun. I'm not going to have any expectations around it. I'm just going to go. And I'm not going to worry about what would have happened in the past. If it's like a family get together or something, you're like, oh God, it always turns into this yelling match between people. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm not going to put all that expectation on there. I'm going to let it be what it is. And I'm going to choose to just give love, 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 and enjoy. It's that kind of energy for this month for you. So a lot of great things. I like it for you. So that's what they have for you, Divine Goddess. So many blessings to you. All right. Let's keep moving down the list here. All right. There we go. And so we've got Pumpy 2019. So you'd like a career reading. What's coming towards you? Let's take a look. All right. Well, you are at a crossroads here, and I feel like you're at a place of, do you want to continue to try to do the thing that you've always done? Or are you going to let your heart to come in here a little bit and kind of move towards living instead of existing? What are we waiting for to live some of our dream, to choose the type of career, to choose the job that makes my heart sing, where I don't wake up in the morning going, how many times can I hit snooze and get to work on time and I get fired? Instead, it's like living your dream and having this beautiful, new inspiration, this new passion have come into your life instead, where you are excited to wake up and go do what you get paid to do instead of drudging it and going that direction. Because you do have the Sky Father, which is also the Emperor energy, really taking a hold of your life, really, instead of allowing others to tell you what your job is. You're the emperor of your kingdom. The emperor doesn't allow someone to come in and go, hey, we're going to have you go down to the stables and sling horse manure today. And you're like, okay. And you go do it. And you're like, oh God, that stinks. Why am I doing this? You don't have to. You're the emperor of your life. You get to decide what you want and what you want to accomplish in your life. And so they really are having you look into, what is it that I would make my heart sing to do, instead of what do I feel like I have to do, what I should do, what I'm supposed to do. There's this freedom that comes with this regarding that, and it opens up opportunities. The energy changes from drawing in this same old to something different when your energy and your heart changes and you allow your heart to have a seat at the table in your career decision making. So that's what they have for you, Pumpy. So many blessings to you. All right. Hey, great quartz. You are very welcome. So you'll be up next here. All right. And you'd like an energy reading. So let's take a look here. And I'm going to be on for about 15 more minutes. So anyone new that has come in, if you want to make sure that your reading gets done in this session, donations do get priority. So I want to make sure you're aware of that. Otherwise, I'll continue going down and trying to complete as many of the free ones as I can. I'll also be back in under 6 hours for my evening session. And there's a ton of general readings. Recorded readings, which are general, but their spirit speaks through those to people like their personal readings. So if you go to my playlist and follow your heart, if I don't get to you in this session, then you can also have that. Also, you still have time to look at Last week's, let me do that real quick here. I know, but this is an opportunity for you to win something. So that's why I want to put it in here. If you check out this playlist, there is at the very top a video about how you can enter the weekly drawing for the 30-minute recorded reading. I give away one a week for the rest until the end of the year. And so you can check and see how you can do that. And there's also an opportunity to look at one of the 10 giveaways that I have with the 1 hour giveaway. There's a special hedge of protection giveaway that's embedded in those. So just look at one of those and it'll tell you how you can sign up for that too. All right. So energy reading for you, Great Quartz. You've got the Six of Wands, which is about victory and recognition. So I like this energy for you because you are being recognized for the work that you're doing on your inner thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, those things that have been stealing things from your life, like love and career opportunities and those things. These limiting beliefs, you've been doing such great work on it because you've got the little raccoon, which is all about these thoughts and beliefs that are stealing from your life. They're creating barriers and limitations that you don't feel like you can go to that because there's a barrier. But you've been working on so you can get to things because you have the innocence of swords, which is the page of swords. So you have that ace, you're seeing things from a higher perspective, which is allowing you to cut away those thoughts, those beliefs, those mindsets that have been restricting. And you're able to go and do things and not fear things like you used to. So it's like a big high five from your spiritual posse going, even if other people aren't recognizing it and seeing all the stuff that you're doing and this beautiful inner development, they see everything. They know your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and all the activity. So they're giving you a high five saying, you are seen, you are known, you are loved. And they are so proud of the progress that you've been making, which includes loved ones on the other side that are already over there. They see it and they are proud of you. So many blessings to you, Great Quartz. That's what they have for you right now. All right. So, Jazz, you will be up next. Let me just make sure. All right. Very good. And so, Jazz, you're the next free reading and a general for today. Let's take a look. What is going on? What would they like you to know about today? Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Well, you've got the balancing happening here. So today is a day of balance. You've got both the scales of justice, patience, temperance, things balancing out. You've got the Two of Pentacles balancing out. And you also have the Lovers too. So you've got 1 2 1 2 1 2, which is all about emotional choice, seeing things from a different perspective. So today is about looking about what do you want to decide, and when you're making the decisions, consider both sides of things that are unfolding and realize that they're basically saying, don't be stubborn. Don't be so tied down to your thought and your belief and your mindset about something. Take a deep breath, take a step back and go, okay, let me see where they're coming from. Let me see that side of things and let me just get a different point of view. It'll help me in processing the event or the interactions. It'll also help you um, not have as much stress because you're not going to make what they're saying, what they're doing about you. It's just their opinion. It's what's going on inside of them. It's just telling you about them. But you're like, let me step in their shoes and just see what's going on with them. Why are they acting that way? Why are they making those decisions? I'm going to get out of my preconceived notions about it and let me just really ask them if it's appropriate, but understand where they're coming from. So I do like that for you. All right. So that's what they have for you right now, Jazz, for today. All right. Melissa Carre, you are up next. All right. I need like a general reading for your next week. And I do, yep, I do want to go to the Queen of the Moon Oracle for you. And this is your card right off the bat. So you've got number 9. Look at seeing things from your hot air balloon, and it is assessing. So your general, I'm going to open right up to it too. So it's time to assess your current position. You must make sure your blind spots are revealed and that you are honest with others and yourself. Sometimes the hard decision is the best decision. You should be able to assess and move quickly based on that assessment. The little affirmation for the card is I am enjoying moving and choosing, moving and choosing. So you've begun your journey, and now it is time to assess where you are and what to do next. You've made a decision, you've worked and walked the path for some time, and yet you understand that in every journey, it's a wise action to check the map. Sometimes we go along a pathway and we keep going, even if it seems like the way is no longer the right way for us. Sometimes we feel we've gone too far to turn around now, and so we settle on a journey and a destination that doesn't really suit us or satisfy us. However, if we had just had some courage, we could have assessed as we went and perhaps ended up somewhere else, somewhere more in alignment with our future. Now is the time to look carefully at all aspects of your life, especially the areas in which you have set some intentions or goals. Ask yourself, do I still want these things? Do I still want that same end result? If the answer is no, ask yourself what you can do to maintain momentum and head towards what you now desire. Although it doesn't seem terribly glamorous, assessment has a high payoff for us if we bother to do it well. Doing it well means we really look and look hard at how things are going. All of us have some kind of blind spot, so it's worth exposing this by consulting a trusted friend or finding where negative repeating patterns are and looking for the cause. Shining a light on a blind spot and taking action to shift it is one of life's big catalysts for change. And the companion stone for that is azurite. So that is what they have for you. Uh, Melisa, Carre. So many blessings to you. That's what they have. All right, let's keep going here. And the time on the video, 2:22:22. So very significant. Hey, Christina Lowe. Many blessings to you as well. And we might be able to get to you. We're going to go to Cynthia Brio next. Hello, hey, Cynthia Brito. So you had a dream that you were kissing your baby father. Uh-oh. Oh, so a tooth was off in your mouth. You put it in his pocket and he cried. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I have dreams where teeth fall out, and it does have this energy of feeling out of control, um, and I like that. But let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about this dream? Okay, yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. So let me show you these first because it does have you got the lovers card coming in here. So obviously it was about them, and it's about the energy where you're investing your energy. And we've talked about this a little bit about whatever you focus on grows, and the your dream, your mind is at rest, and so your spirit is able to communicate through the dreams and really bring up to you about how much this is on your mind and how much you're using it to define yourself too, because you have the 8 of Swords and is this the spirit, the King of Swords. So very much in your mind is definitely has this thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about your relationship and how you're using their thoughts and their beliefs what you are perceiving, thinking they are, what it means about you. This is making you feel blinded and bound and restricted. But this is the movement away, letting thoughts go, letting things fall away, the fears of losing the conditional love and those that you're um, using to define yourself. And so I do feel they are bringing you back to your power here, and what you're focusing on regarding them and your relationship and what it means about you. Because when we focus on what we feel is missing or what we fear or we don't want in our life, what happens? It expands, it gets bigger. What do we get when we focus on what we're grateful for and what we do want in our life? That grows and that thing diminishes. You might also just kind of Google or whatever your favorite search engine is, just say um, missing tooth or just like teeth and dreams, because they have interpretations in there that are pretty cool. And whatever you're drawn to will have a message for you there too. So that's what they have for you, Cynthia. So enjoy. And I had some really weird dreams last night too. We've got the Aries energy of the moon right now, which is all about that masculine energy, that aggressiveness, and also the newness and the fire. So there's a lot of that energy in the air because I had weird dreams all night. So, but many blessings to you. All right, Christina, I believe you are up. Let me just make sure. And for those of you that have showed up in the last few moments, I'm only going to be on. In fact, Christina, you might be the last one, but if you need a reading right now, I will make sure any readings that have donations will be completed in this session. Otherwise, I will be back in about 5.5 hours for my evening session as well. So I also offer personal readings. All that information is listed in the description box of the video below. And I posted and it's also in the description box, the giveaway playlist. There's an opportunity to win both a hedge of peace and love, as well as the 30-minute personal recorded reading that I give away each week till the end of the year. So you'd like to have some advice, Christina, about your dogs and puppies, your heart versus Evie. Okay. Okay. So you do have the Five of Cups here, and the Five of Cups does represent, of course, emotions. And usually there's 3 cups spilled, which is about disappointment, heartbreak, things not unfolding the way that we want them to. And so there's that time of mourning. And we come here to experience the opposite of emotions of who we really are, which is unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter. We come here to experience the conditional love and the sadness and the chaos and, crying and all that, what we aren't able to experience back home, in order for us to understand ourselves more. So it is a card of feel you feels, allow yourself to mourn, but also in order to experience different things, they also want to make sure that it is an emotional choice each moment. Because when you cover up the other 3 that we're mourning, you're left with the 2 of Cups, which is the power of choice. Each moment we get to choose between emotions that are related to the fears of losing conditional love, all these human juicy emotions, or of unconditional love of the higher realms. You're offered that here with the Innocence of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. And this is the Holy Grail, the chalice. This higher love is offered. It's full of the unconditional love, the eternal love of the spirit realm. And so we're able in each moment to choose between the two. And neither is right. Excuse me. And neither is wrong. They just are different. They bring us different emotions. Fear brings us restriction, and all of those emotions that are rooted in fear. And unconditional love brings us expansion, brings us love and joy and peace and laughter and those brighter. So they bring us different things. We come to experience these. We come to experience these next to each other too. But when you realize that there's in every moment you have a choice between the two, you don't feel so trapped in these. You can still feel this because there's nothing wrong with it, but you also can realize at any moment I can switch and choose this instead. So there's this ability that in each moment I get to choose what emotion I want to feel. I get to choose. Even though you have this popular opinion, the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to that we've been given, that's our habit to feel a certain way when something happens. We don't have to choose that. We can form new habits, realizing there's an alternate choice. And you have the Nine of Pentacles coming in here too, Christina Lowe, which is about you finding this wholeness and this completeness within yourself in relation to the outside world, not needing something of the outside world to make you feel whole and complete and full. You do have the beautiful flamingo, which represents spirit, and that they are always with you, and that you are never truly alone, even though you might feel alone in the outside world. But the spirit world is always around you every moment of every day. And you can have this solid foundation without needing anyone else in the outside world. And this is the journey, this is where you're at. But beautiful, powerful realization around your ability to choose what you want to feel in each moment and the solidity that you can have in your life as well. So that's what they have for you right now, Christina. So many blessings to you, sending you lots of love. All right. So let me just double check here. All right. So I don't see any more donations in my email. And let me just scroll down here, make sure. All right. Very good. So I don't see any other. So those are going to be the free readings for today for this session. Been 2.5 hours, and I need to go eat. You probably heard my stomach starting to growl. So I'm going to go eat. And then you still have time to watch the weekly energy updates and post. I'm going to close those after I eat and after I run an errand. And I'll announce those winners tomorrow, as well as the Hedge of Peace winner, which you have until midnight tonight, Mountain Time, to comment on those. All that information is in the, you can find those in the videos on the giveaway playlist. And if you are needing an answer right now, if you check out my playlist, I have pick a cards, weekly energy update, monthly readings, and a bunch of others. So just follow your heart and spirit will guide you to those. So outside of that, I will be back tonight and also tomorrow morning and tomorrow night and every night of the week. So until then, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, you guys hang in there. Take care of yourself. Have a great day, a great night, wherever you're at in the world. And we'll see you soon. You take care.